So apparently this morning, the poof ball wound up being on this side. All right. All right. So my low, my high, my act of kindness. Let's see. Well, what was my low? Well, for starters, nothing particularly bad happened. So if I do have a quote unquote low, it's not, that bad. I mean, I guess there were a few things I was wrong about yesterday in terms of NFL picks, and I'm about to go over that, in a few minutes. So, I guess I'll just say there were a few NFL picks I was wrong about. My high at this point should be pretty obvious. I spent, most of Sunday afternoon with, my parents, which, come on, it's my mom and dad. I kind of want to be with them a lot. And my act of kindness was that here's the thing. My parents actually left a little bit, it's actually quite funny because when I was at my folks' place, I'm sitting on the couch watching football with my dad. And I actually wound up falling asleep for a little while. And when I woke up, my parents were gone. They went to go visit my brother, my sister-in-law, and my nephews. Which makes sense. I was out cold, and plus, I wanted to sit and watch football anyway. So I'm basically alone by myself, right? A little while later, my mom called me. And, actually this is part of my low, too. I'll explain why. My mom called me, telling me to, get a few things prepared, specifically start the boiling of the potatoes, because we had mashed potatoes for dinner last night. And, that wasn't the only thing we had for dinner last night, but mashed potatoes was one of the things we had for dinner last night. I should specify that. One cannot live on mashed potatoes alone. Yeah, that should be the title of the video. Right. So, basically, I turned the potatoes and, they started to boil. Here's the thing, that they boiled so long, my mom took so long to get home, that the water had evaporated and it almost scorched the pan. Oops. Oh well, that's where part of the low comes in. But another act of kindness, I made a quick pickling of some onions that we had for our dinner last night. I'll get into more of that in a minute. But, all in all, it was a nice day, and I'm feeling a little bit better. To be honest, I've been going through a little bit of some stuff lately, and it's kind of leaving me really kind of shook. But over time, I'll get over it. I just got to commit myself to a couple of things. But, if nothing else, my mom and dad really support me. And that's really what's important. So, with that taken care of, good morning. And happy Monday, everyone. Yeah, it's Monday. Not fun. Not a good day of the week, honestly. But, actually, now that I think about it, today is December 7th. Today's actually Pearl Harbor Day. Right, for those of you who don't know, during World War II, the United States wanted to remain neutral in the war. But Japanese kamikaze soldiers bombed Pearl Harbor. Right? Were they kamikaze? I forget, but they definitely, the point is they bombed Pearl Harbor, and that's when America wound up getting into World War II. And us joining World War II was the turning point of that war. As the Allied forces were able to win thanks to in large part due to our manpower and our technology and resources, as well as us being in the war helped get us out of the Great Depression. So that was actually quite significant in a way. But, we lost Pearl Harbor, which was a military base out in Hawaii. So that's where, today is, I believe as FDR put it, a date which will live in infamy. And it is. Although, come 1 week from now, there's another date that lives in infamy, for me anyway. But I'll get into more on that when we get to it. So, with that said, last night I went to see my folks for, watching football. And, speaking of football, let me go over the picks that I was right and wrong about. So, I was right about the Saints. I was right about the Vikings. I wound up being wrong about both the Browns and the Lions. It's funny. Last year when the Browns and the Titans faced each other, the final score was 41-14. And this year, the Browns were the team that wound up scoring 41 points. I mean, the Titans wound up scoring 35, but still, the Browns were actually killing. This is the first winning season the Browns have had since 2007. It's unbelievable. Like, the Browns, well, they're not in the hunt. They are, for now, they're actually the fifth seed wild card in the playoffs. If the playoffs were to start today, the Browns would actually be the wild card. It would be the first time the Browns made the playoffs since, I think, like 2006, maybe? I forget how long it's been so long, I don't think I can remember at this moment in time. But, hey, still got a lot of football left. We have the entire month of December and a little bit of January before the playoffs are officially announced. So, yeah, there's that. I was wrong about the Lions beating the Bears, although that was ridiculous. I wound up being right about the Dolphins beating the Bengals. I wound up being right about the Colts beating the Texans. I was right about the Raiders beating the Jets, although that was a close game. Which, you know what? That does remind me. The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won. Yeah, every time the Raiders win, I said I would do that on camera. I mean, yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan, but the Cowboys didn't play yesterday, so I don't really feel as guilty about doing it. Actually, to be honest, I never felt guilty about doing it. Just trying to stir up some controversy. I shouldn't do that, though. Stirring up controversy really isn't a good idea. Don't try and stir up controversy. Right. So, with that said, the Raiders did win. And actually, what are the standings right now? Okay, so the Raiders could actually make the playoffs right now, I believe. Hold on a minute. Let me look up something. Never mind. Right, so let's focus on the rest of the games. I wound up being wrong about the Giants winning. That is a shocker. And with me being wrong about the Seahawks losing, and me being wrong about the Cardinals losing, the Rams are now the number one team in the NFC West. It's unbelievable. This is something. It's definitely something, all right. I'll say that. So let's see. I was right about the Patriots. Wow. You know, it's funny. For the vast majority of that afternoon game, my father and I were watching the Seahawks and the Giants. And on the other channel, the Patriots are playing the Chargers. We didn't even pay attention to the latter game. When the Seahawks-Giants game was over, we then changed to the Chargers-Patriots. And we're both like, what happened? The final score was 45-0. I mean, I'm glad I was right about the Patriots winning. But I didn't think it'd be that bad. Holy smokes. Anyway, I was right about the Packers beating the Eagles, and I was right about the Chiefs beating the Broncos. So with that being said, we have 2 games today. The Washington football team and the Steelers, which, yeah, the Steelers are going to win. They're going to be 12-0, and it's going to be insane. Meanwhile, the Bills against the 49ers, yeah, come on. The 49ers are easily Super Bowl hungover. So with that being said, let's go Buffalo. As far as I know, the Bills have an opportunity to really take the division. Because right now, both the Dolphins and the Bills have 8 wins. But actually, the Bills would have the tiebreaker, wouldn't they? But because the Dolphins are 8-4, but the Bills are 8-3. They play tonight. So if the Bills win, they're 9-3, and they'll be 1 game ahead of the Dolphins. That is very important. So you know what? I'll pick the Bills. So yeah, my picks today are the Steelers and the Bills. Those are my picks today. Now, let's get to talk about what I had for dinner last night, because for dinner last night, my mother actually tried a new recipe. Yeah, a new recipe. What she wound up doing was, it's actually a very popular internet recipe too, because I've seen quite a few videos on this, and this idea for what my mom made us for dinner last night came from one of the nurses that she works with. Now, if any of you have ever owned a slow cooker and have access to the internet, and you were that interested in looking up recipes, it is very highly likely that you know exactly what recipe this is. But basically, you take a pot roast. My mother used a chuck, and you apparently season the chuck roast with a packet of dried Hidden Valley dressing mix and a jar of pickled pepperoncinis, and you put that in your slow cooker all day. And that was what she made for dinner last night. Now, I've seen this recipe, again, quite a few times, but never have I attempted this myself. I don't think I've ever actually explained this, but when it comes to dressings and dips and stuff, ranch is just one of those things that I do like, but I don't actively seek it out. There are plenty of other dressings that I really would rather have other than ranch. You know, honey mustard, you know, Italian, balsamic. I mean, heck, whenever I make burgers and fries for myself, I make my own. Making secret sauce, that's a dip in of itself. So, needless to say, I don't actively seek out ranch. So, this probably won't be something I ever make for myself. But with that said, how did I like it? It's pretty good. I quite enjoyed it, actually. I'm glad that, I tried it myself, and, it was definitely worth, having for the first time. Again, I don't think I would ever actively make this myself, but it was definitely something that, I'm glad I had. And, someday in the future, it's definitely something that my mother and my father enjoyed. So I can definitely say that I recommend it. If you have a slow cooker or a crock pot and you want to make yourself some what's essentially hidden valley pot roast, I guess, go for it. Plus the pepperoncini is also slow cooked too, and they taste incredible that way. Plus it was au jus and stuff. And actually, what I wound up doing is I took my mashed potatoes, put the pot roast on that, and poured the au jus on that. That was really good. And here's the thing. My mom was telling me I eat fast, and I'm like, Mom, you don't really need to chew mashed potatoes. Yeah. Apparently this video wanted to be an allegory for the awesomeness that is mashed potatoes. Oh well. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, some of you guys on YouTube. I'm very humbled to make this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Remember, the reason why Talking Channel is going to be here. Till end of the year. I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.